Hello, capitalists. Welcome back to Capitalism Lab. We have a new episode coming where I just take on the next scenario. But before we do that, I actually have a giveaway for a couple of keys for the base game Capitalism Lab. So whether you already own it and you might want to give it to a friend, or maybe you don't own it yet, but Enlight Software has donated those over. So how can you get one of these keys? Well, the first key I'm going to give away to the first person to comment on the video with this answer. So you have to answer, what is the first semi-product that I start researching in this video? This product is a core component of all the future proprietary tech that I end up building, but it's just the very first thing that I research. And I'll give you a hint that it's somewhere within the first 20 minutes of the video. Okay, the next key is just going to be a random giveaway to anybody who puts a comment down on the video within the first 5 days of it posting. One other caveat is to give you the key, I am going to have you get on Discord to send it over to you. So so you need to be able to sign up to the Capitalism Lab Discord server, which I will have the link in the description of the video. So that's it. Good luck and enjoy the episode. Hello again, capitalists. We are back with Capitalism Lab, and we are making our way through the basic, or basically through the scenarios. The aim will be to go through absolutely every one, but who knows if we'll get there. So we are up to scenario 3 of the base game, Real Estate Mogul. Essentially, we're starting with hundreds of millions of dollars raised, and we are now entrusted to grow to the largest real estate developer in the world. Now, the weird thing about this, I'm going to go ahead and hit start, and we'll continue with our best industries here. I'm actually going to remove this LLC. It tends to create an issue with the comma, so yeah, that's fine. And then Joseph Best. Okay, so the weird thing is, I think real estate developer in the context of this game is simply having the most apartments and commercial buildings. So it doesn't include just owning real estate, like owning land, owning other property of department stores and the other types of firms you can own in the game. So the in terms of the goal, like market dominance of the real estate sector means you have the most apartments and commercial buildings, and I don't know if it's the most, if it's the highest land value, if it's the most revenue or most occupancy. I don't really know. I just know you have to kind of like just build big. See here we see, a government-owned apartment building. Now, the issue with like land in general in this game and in real life will gain value over time, but it's not a fast moneymaker. And so if we just sink our starting cash of 200 million into just all real estate, and then just there's not much else we can do, we just sit there, and it's not going to probably grow as fast as the other corporations. So we have a similar starting path here. We have 200 million. Most of the other corporations are dragging behind in terms of cash value. We are starting at exact zero. There are no firms in the game that aren't owned by the government, and then the government just owns other real estate. So we're sort of competing with the government. But yeah, there's no other firms. There's no commerce in the world at all. We have, I believe it's 5 cities in this mode. 5 cities. Let's have a look at our cities. So we've got 2 cities that are almost exactly even in size, 2.8 million, and then a few million cities, or a few cities with a million population. So we'll probably start in one of these bigger cities, and what I just like to do is essentially, so Shenyang or Harbin. So in Shenyang here, we've got a real wage of 31. That's very low. And then in Harbin, we have 27, even lower. So I think we'll just go to the lowest. So basically, real wage rate, as I mentioned before, it's just the cost of labor. So closer to 100 is going to be a higher rate. So, in general, you'll just do better. Or you should have lower staff costs. It could also mean, though, and then what you don't want to see is economic state in recession or anything like that. So you've got and it's possible luxury goods won't sell as well here, but I think I don't know. In terms of if we're going to start building out anything in the world of retail and products, it's better to sort of do it in the cheaper area, and then you can ship the goods maybe and sell them to the richer cities. That would be the theory. It's hard to verify all of these, with the actual numbers. Anyway, so. Those are our cities. Now, I think what I'm going to do, first of all, let's see how much we can borrow, because let's just go max out. We can borrow 200 million, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Wonderful. We now have 400 million in cash. And my plan, my strategic plan, if ever there was one, is going to be to invest some amount of that into real estate. Maybe we'll just go half. And then the other half, I want to get into some business line. Well, some of it is going to go into our classic, just sell all of the seaport goods and just try to be profitable, Walmarts. And then we're going to try to find one product niche that we're going to invest in, kind of the early raw material and R&D, so that we'll be able to kind of own that market, and hopefully that will be another big moneymaker. We need moneymakers to keep us going as we just scoop up real estate as well. So to get all that underway, let's start with our headquarters. So we'll just put a headquarters here in this cheap city, somewhere on the edge of the map here. And I'll take a CEO office, even though I don't really know what the point of it is. I guess it's the only place you can acquire tech from other companies. And then we're going to definitely get ourselves a CTO for helping with research, and we're going to get ourselves a real estate department just so that we can just make sure all apartments and commercial buildings have some rent set, that we don't have to micromanage. Now, I think I'm going to set everything to 90%. Just to sort of essentially try to guarantee occupancy. We're leaving a little money on the table, but hopefully that puts us ahead of other similar real estate, just to kind of keep that growing. And then finally, we're definitely going to get ourselves a COO who is going to run our retail operation, all of the stores that are just kind of the generic products. Because they seem to do a really good job of just maximizing profit in that regard. So let's go ahead and get some candidates. I'm just going to kind of take sort of our, if we go to expertise, so for retail expertise for our COO, sorted by, so here's someone with 100, so it's just an easy, I don't want to go too deep into it. So retailing 100, so you're going to be our chief operating officer. And then for our CTO, we want someone in the technical field. It's further down, I guess. No? Industry? R&D expertise, there we go. So R&D expertise, so Lily Hill here. R&D is 100 skill, so we'll take you as the chief tech officer. All right. Okay, so that's our positions filled. So now, we're basically going to pick a product. Now, I think the easiest idea here, so if we look here under consumer goods, no retail sales right now, but trade sales, so the government produces it. Actually, if we just go to government, I mean, nobody's producing anything right now, so that should be the same as all. So here are all the products. So there are desktop computers. See, I was thinking one of the higher tech items that tend to not exist until later. There are printers and TVs and stuff. But yeah, everything else is sort of consumery, commodity goods, etc. So if we go look, so I'm going to go to all, and let's go to, say in the computer line, all companies, computer lines, so that's just everything that currently exists in the world. But if I go to the manufacturer's guide, under computer, we can see there is, notebook computers don't exist yet. So we could invest in that world. I kind of like in toy, so game consoles and handheld game consoles don't exist right now. So I want to sort of be the leader in that. And if we look at these, obviously, so they both require CPUs, and the CPU contributes the most quality of the other components. The tech counts 65% on both of these, so we definitely want to really be putting a R&D best foot forward there. So my idea here is essentially, let's so CPUs are made from silicon, which is made from silica. So I want to essentially, and you can see here as well that the quality of the silicon, half and half. Like, you want a good quality silica deposit, and then you also want to be researching silicon as well. So we're going to research silicon, we're going to research CPUs, because CPUs actually is 95%. So actually, even the silica material, it doesn't really matter that much. So actually, I don't think it's even worth. It's not even worth really researching silicon. We'll just make silicon, 5% quality. Who cares? So so essentially, we're going to research the CPU, and then the CPU will feed into our many things. It's weird how it moves around, but yeah, it feeds into our handheld game console and our video game console. And the other thing, since their quality doesn't matter that much, I'll just buy them off the market, assuming they are getting made. Okay, so how many is needed? 1 unit of CPU per console, 1 unit per handheld. Fine, makes sense actually. Okay, so is there any silica over here in Harbin? There's an S for silica. Okay, so I mean, I guess the question is, if the silicon quality doesn't matter that much, do we even care about being in it? And I assume silica is available in all. See, it's in all the cities. So, you know, we're not going to it's not in this city actually, Winnipeg. It is in Dublin, and it is in Manaus. So yeah, I mean, you know, how much do you care? It's high quality, 77, but it's, you know, it's 100 million of our 400 million. I mean, the only concern is that if, you know, is anyone else making silica? So essentially we have to go to like industrial wheat CPU. Oh, somebody's actually making CPUs. That's interesting. And their quality is 64. I don't like relying on the seaports because they don't always have enough product for what you need. But that is interesting. Yeah. And 64 is pretty good. I mean, I assume from a technology standpoint, CPU, you know, we're at 30. So yeah, we would have to essentially R&D into it and get our number up. While we're here, let's go ahead and just set our range brand thing. Okay, well, I mean, I think... Yeah, okay, well, maybe we do just buy the CPUs. CPUs are 173. I also don't really know how that, you know, how does that price going to compare to us making it? It does seem quite a lot of the core cost. So let's have a look at some of the other. So what else? There's the wheat CPUs, gold, corn, milk, textiles. Electronic components, so that's good to know. We'll be able to buy those. And there's silica actually importable as well. What's the quality of that silica? 61. Huh. Yeah, so we really could just import everything, I suppose. Maybe we don't even get into... Yeah. My understanding is that, I mean, the key here is that, like, okay, so we buy that silica mine for 100 million. How long before we've essentially, you know, it's kind of interesting, right? Because this, the silica over here costs 31 cent you know, per unit. And to make a CPU, it's £3, I assume. So £3 becomes £2 of silicon, and the silicon, £1 of silicon becomes 5 CPU. Yeah, I mean the math just gets a little. What does that do? It kind of require technology. Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay, let's just try not buying the silicon. All right, got to make a decision. So yeah, so that will save us 100 million. So hopefully we make that 100 million do something else for us. So we are gonna research CPUs though. I think it's gonna, in the long run, be worth the gonna be worth it. So let's go ahead. We'll go full on there, and we'll be just increasing our CPU. And you can see in 2 years we'll be ahead, depending on, I assume the C-port doesn't increase that well. So in 2 years we'll be at like 107. So we'll have a better CPU. I guess we'll put half training in as well, just to improve them. Okay, and then we definitely want to go ahead and we're going to R&D. We're going to R&D the 2 gaming products. So we're going to R&D the video game console. So it's saying that will be done in 2 years. It'll be discovered, and then we're also going to R&D the handheld, and that's also going to be done in 2 years. All right, let's. I didn't do this last time, and I always regret it. So just putting it in the name so it's easier to browse around. Although I did notice actually, when you hover over and look in the top left, it does say kind of what it's busy doing. So you can do that too, but there are, you know, just having it in the name helps. Oh geez, VG console maybe, and then handheld. Okay, and then another thing I want to do is I don't want to delay setting up like warehousing, because that can get messy when you start to. You have multiple factories and you've got your stores, and the stores are automatic. They only buy from one location. So you've got kind of multiple factories going and you don't have a good balance of purchasing. So it's better to just get the stuff into warehouses, and then you've always got one source of you know, a location of something. So yeah. Okay, so those are going to R&D before we actually go about building anything. I'm wondering if it's worth stockpiling up on CPUs. Even though, how much do we care? Or stockpiling up at least on silica, because my assumption is the price is going to go up. So that could be something to kind of watch for. Let's just do that. So I'm gonna, yeah, let's build a warehouse, and we're going to stock up on, and it's oddly there's no plan for we don't need to buy the other units until we're actually using them. So input, storage, output, and then we're gonna buy, so this is everything. We want to buy silicon. So yeah, we don't need to buy the silica, we'll just buy the silicon at 50 cents. 50 cents for the freight and 86. So, you know, so $1 a unit. But like, these are expensive, you know, products we make. I think that's probably worth it rather than us buying ourselves. So select that, and yeah, we'll just have that, you know, buy. And then I don't want. I guess we'll invest a little in training here just to kind of increase the units. So it seems silly to not always just be increasing your abilities. And then I want to make sure that we're not selling that silicon. I want to kind of keep it at cost. So our silicon cost can be 136. So actually, yeah, the game's not made for to be on pause. It kind of wants you in at least slow moving so that these things start to fill in. So if I want to set that, I'm going to go ahead and like this. Yeah, see if I turned on there we go. Now we can set this to internal sale only. So I don't want anyone buying this silicon from us. And we can even set its price to cost, honestly. Because you know, this warehouse is not going to be making money. It's just going to pass it on. Okay. All right, so that's gonna be our silicon. Well, it's got a lot of things, but we'll just put silicon. Okay. All right. Okay, so that'll start stockpiling the silicon for us over these next 2 years. It might be a bit early in the process to, take on this kind of cost, but I don't know. Okay. So we don't want to be building anything until the R&D is completed there. So I think that's everything we need to get going, like preempt or preamble for like some kind of wholly owned retail business. So now let's build. So we're going to just build a retail store a department store in every city that is going to be our sort of, and we're going to assign our COO to it. Every retail store. And actually, where's our store gone? That's weird. Oh, it's hidden behind there. Okay, so, yeah, so we'll set her policies. So she's allowed, actually, you don't get to do R&D. You can decide how to train and how to advertise, I guess. I want you to maximize profit, so we're going to sort of lean you that way. I don't really care about, you can figure the rest of it out. Look for better supplies. Look for better products to sell. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So, and I don't care if you help other firms. Yeah. So yeah, better supplies, better firms, that's fine. Low supply tolerance, sure, keep it. Prefer orders from our own warehouse over own factories, definitely. Although I don't think we're going to be having you in charge of any of that anyway. Internal sale, changes needed, never change. And then sell factory internal sale products at cost. Yeah, so again, I don't want her managing our internal, our proprietary stuff. She's going to be a COO just for this. Now, in later, if the DLC, there's a DLC for subsidiaries, and that would really help in this regard because you can make subsidiary firms where maybe you have a firm that specializes in proprietary goods and one that's just in non-proprietary. But so since we can't do that, we're just going to have one COO for the the proprietary. Why is this Lily Hill though? I just realized that isn't Lily she's the chief technical officer. Where's our COO? There. Oh, I guess, yeah, okay. It was just highlighting the wrong person, but yeah. Okay, so that's good. So we'll leave that all as is. So I'm just going to put a time on because I want to see. So she's in charge, and I've told sort of her policy that she can buy anything she wants for these stores. But okay, a week just went by and she didn't do anything for us. Okay, so I don't know. Why didn't you do anything? I want you to manage every new retail store. What is this? This option is enabled. They're idle. No, I don't want you idle. Manage now. Assign set as the manager selected firms. Yeah. Every retail store. I mean, she's managing the retail store. Why are you not buying products? Okay, so I guess we have to do this for her. But then she will manage the prices. I've seen that. So seaports, current city, remove the filter, so all products. So I'm just going to go with the big ticket items. We'll do a sofa. Sofa, printer, blazer, leather belt. Yeah. Random assortment. And I'll add the advertising in. And I'm pretty sure, like, I know I've done this in the past, and she kind of goes crazy on changing the advertising, etc. So we'll put all these goods in for sales. So yeah, I want to see, as long as these qualities, so you can see all of these should sell. This one's not great, but she's supposed to be maximizing profit. I mean, I assume she's doing her work. Anyway, okay, so we're going to do this in every city, and there's not really an easy way, I think, to I'm trying to find the downtowny area. Looks like that was one of them anyway. Yeah, like right here. So then there'll be obviously different products in this city because we're just getting from the local seaport. No reason to ship in from a faraway seaport. Less big ticket items in this one. Let's go with the headache pills, I guess. All right, same deal. Advertising. Link all the products to it, and take the best advertiser. Oh, and I guess training. I'm gonna put training in each one. So just retail stores, all cities. Yeah, put half training there. Yeah, see, she's put her advertising cost down to 0, so I don't know what she knows, but sure. Okay, so that was Harbin, Shenyang, now Winnipeg. And I want to actually pause it because I also want to be buying up a lot of apartment stuff before, like, kind of before land prices. Just there's no reason to buy the land prices. I want to do it from almost the start. So yeah, it's just harder to when you're unpaused, like nothing fills in here. So what do we got? We got a table, a watch, washing powder. Anything else? Big ticket? Oh no, I already did that. Well, maybe 2 watches is fine. We'll find out. And then advertise, link, and then put all these together. Yeah, and then how many more we got? I think there's 2 more. All right, and then yeah, not very built up city. It's a nice spot though, 52. All right, cigars, jeans, washing machine, lipstick, sure. Advertising, link to the best. And yeah, leave that. And she's been the CEO of all these. Final city. This car park's in the way. That's a good spot. 54. Desktop computer, sure. In fact, I think let's do 2 desktop computers. Television. Oh, this is a high ticket area. Refrigerators. Yeah. Okay. Advertise. Link them all. These are all about the same. And half training on that one too. Did I do training on all of them? No. All right. Okay. So that should hopefully get us into sort of some money making. We've spent only 70 million. So yeah, let's now. I think. I want some money left over. I don't know if we're gonna in 2 years what that situation is gonna look like. We might even want a second store in every city. I don't know, but. What I definitely do want is we're going to start building. So the other thing to look at is if we go to our city graphs here. So basically anywhere where the number is negative, a positive value means that the supply is greater than demand. So anywhere there's a negative number, so housing's already looking overdone, but office demand is quite high. So I'm going to build 2 commercial buildings. Wait, let's make sure we're looking at the right thing. So Shenyang. So let's go to Shenyang. So supposedly office buildings are in demand and housing isn't, which sort of makes sense when you see there's a lot of housing around here. But yeah, so I'm gonna just build it around, and I'll just build the big ones, because why? And we'll build 2. All right, and then we're gonna go through each one. So Winnipeg, also office demand, and not much in the way of apartments. I'm actually wondering, I almost want to just build at least 1 apartment. I don't want to be left out entirely. So we'll do 2 commercials and 1 apartment. And in the other one, I'll go throw an apartment building as well. All right, so in Shenyang, let's, is it Shenyang? Yeah. Even though the index is showing an overage, I just don't want to be, I feel like, it's going to grow and I don't want to have no housing. All right, so Dublin, same deal. Yeah, a lot of housing, not much commercial. Okay, so we'll do the same deal. 2 commercial and 1 apartment. You can see I'm bleeding the money now. Really spend. I mean, this is very expensive. Okay, now Manaus, same deal, but a lot less. So I think we're just going to do one commercial and maybe one smaller apartment building. Maybe we'll go with the medium. All right, and then the last city, Harbin, which is our headquarters, and that actually has high demand on everything. So if we can afford it, we might do 2 and 2. Now, it's split by this river. Yeah, which I don't love because it's unclear where like sort of the highest like occupancy areas will be. Yeah, see, like this is a very suburbia. We want to really be downtown. All right, and then let's do 2 apartments as well, I think, given it's so high demand. All right, so yeah, we're down to 100 million, so it's still a decent amount of spending money there. Yeah, okay, how about let's let it run a couple weeks. I just want to sort of see what's going on with finances, etc. in that regard.
The central bank decreases the interest rate.
So, yeah, our profit is not going in the right trend, which is not good. Because that's, yeah, we're just going to be bleeding cash. Now, that's because a lot of our, as you can see here, we should have an R&D. Our R&D is the biggest overhead at almost 2 million. But, we're spending a lot on salaries. That's all our CEOs and stuff. But here's our sales is trending upwards. See that climbing, which should be bringing our profit at least, yeah, profit's starting to climb. So we're starting to get that demand in. Hopefully our COO is doing her job and, adjusting prices. But yeah, that's why I don't want to go to like negative money or I want some cash reserves to carry us while we have this very high R&D cost. Yeah.
A competitor purchased your company's stock.
All right, and you can see we do have market dominance of the real estate sector. So let's go ahead and slow down time again. Actually, we sort of went a couple of months there. So let's sort of just have a look at the lay of the land. So dominance-wise, real estate, we have 50% share, which is great. Now, I can't click on this and get any additional information, unfortunately. If I scroll through, you can see, okay, so this person has 1%. This one has 6. It's like very curious. Okay, so Radiate Star. Let's have a look at Radiate Star's firms. So they have 3 apartment buildings and 2 commercial buildings. And I just have no idea. The market value is, is it based on market value? They've got very low occupancy. How is our occupancy actually? So best firms, our apartments. So, at least we've got some occupancy. That's pretty good, 25%. I mean, obviously we'd love to see 100. But yeah, at least all of these are in double digits almost. Obviously, we are trying to undercut the market because we're at 90%. I don't know if others are adjusting for that. But okay. So, but yeah, we're dominating real estate. We want to keep an eye on it, of course. Sorry, coming back from a pause there. So we were talking about how we're dominating real estate, and I was also noticing right here, you can see we've got a pretty good, starting operating profit here. So we are profitable. We are, in the positive cash flow. So really, the thing to be keeping an eye on, we're only 14% into our 2-year into the video game consoles. The question is do we want to put another kind of generic retail store up in these cities, or do we want to put, go for more real estate? Let's have a quick look at the demand. So we can see it's oversaturated. So I'm looking at the bottom here. Housing supply, office supply, oversaturated. Anything that's a positive number means it's oversaturated. We've got like, maybe Harbin could use 1 more apartment, just, to kind of be ready for the growth. I'll do another medium apartment right here, I suppose, by the water. And there was also, just looking for the really low positive number, it looks like, office supply in Dublin is also a little, possibly ready for another commercial building. I'll do another small commercial building. All right. So yeah, just kind of I want to kind of keep an eye on that. Like every 6 months or so, just buy more real estate if we've got the money. And then yeah, we were talking about how is our retail looking. I suppose if we go to firms, so our firms, our retail firms, see all of them are profitable. And the question is something like, like this one's making a ton. Can we go there and all of these demand bars, look at these demand bars, they're like maxed out and supply is low. So like we could start another store and sell more jeans and more washing machines as an example. So let's do that. So another department store, find another hot spot. Hot enough anyway, 48 is pretty good. All right, and then what did we say? Jeans and washing machines. And I guess we'll just, we'll advertise as well. And our COO, hopefully doing a continued good job on that. I mean, I suppose with supply low, there is the issue that there might not even be enough to purchase. If we speed up time here, like, is that actually the issue? No, they're able to fill. Okay, so yeah, so just go back into firms again. Just kind of want to keep an eye on, like, so over here, max supply, max demand. Like belts are looking bad, but printers got a great profit margin, 200 profit margin, sofa. So yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. Let's open another department store, and sofa was doing really well. We'll throw in another advertising unit. And what was the other one? Other firms in this city. Sofa and printers. And hopefully we're not cannibalizing our, we don't want to be cannibalizing the sales in our other stores, but I don't think that's likely. I'm wondering if it makes sense to kind of fill these stores as long as, demand is starting to go down there. Demand really went down there on the printer. Yeah, but anyway, so hopefully that works out. You can see we've already made it up now to 3.5 million in operating profit. Assume is that year to date? Yeah. So I don't know what the monthly is, but yeah. So we want to get to 100 million. So obviously we're going to really, and that's why, I don't think that's going to come from the real estate. Return on equity sub goal. Technically we're already there. So that's the whole, if you look at the stock, believe it's that like equity per share. Yeah, the equity divided by total number of outstanding shares. What is return on equity though? Like it seems to me like the idea would be that, I mean, it must be from a certain time though. I don't know if it's like from the beginning of the game. It seems like to me the answer would be like, the beginning from the beginning of the game, has the equity in our company increased? Beyond, and so we're at 8% now. We also want a $2 billion market cap. So we're currently worth 250 million. And that's basically stock price. So, the market cap is literally the price of the stock times by the total number of shares in the market. And then to get stock price up, you just need good earnings. Yeah. Shareholder equity, which would be in the balance sheet. Yeah, I mean, so we increase our equity with the retained earnings. So cash we're holding in the company that we've actually earned. is is increasing total equity alongside obviously the stock. Looks like our stock price has actually gone down since that first 200 million of stock was issued. I suppose I really should be, I didn't invest any of my money, and I guess sure, I'll buy some of our own stock. Joseph buys best, because hopefully I'd like to see that increase, and then well, maybe we'll start issuing dividends, and then I can buy more stock and that sort of thing. I don't know. Probably better to invest in other companies, make money, sell, and then buy your own stock. I don't know. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna put it at sort of like medium speed. We are all the way up to made it 8 million for this year so far. So in the 6-month time frame. Question is,
A competitor purchased your company's stock.
so the question is going to be, like, yeah, how much of this cash do I want to end up spending? I don't want to, like I said, don't want to ever get, I mean, we've got positive cash flow, so I don't think we need too much in reserve. So do I just keep on buying up real estate? The tough thing is that, like, if the real estate is oversaturated, you're going to just be sitting on real estate that's not actually, the occupancy will be really low, and we won't be making any money on it, even if the land value does go up over time. So, like, if I look at our apartments across all cities, occupancy 25, 32. I mean, the occupancy is good. Again, like I said before, we do want to see about 100%. I mean, 100% occupancy would be ideal, but that's going to be very difficult while there's saturation. Yeah. So no, I think we just might need to let time go by because, if retail's looking relatively saturated with seaports, the only other thing is obviously research and invest in like some other products that haven't, like start manufacturing products that don't exist yet, as it were. It's kind of, I'm not sure the easiest way to see a product that doesn't exist. I guess in the manufacturer's guide, you want to look for something, yeah, anything in these product types that's not being made, like the electric car. I'm imagining it's going to be quite expensive. Yeah, I don't know if I'm that interested in the, agriculture, and it just seems a lot of work. Unless that was part of the... Yes, the electric car is going to need all these semi-components. Smartwatch kind of sounds interesting. Hasn't been invented yet. That could be something, and it uses a CPU. Yeah, maybe we get into one more sort of line of that while we got cash. So yeah, let's do that. R&D and new product. Oh, but so smartwatch isn't in there. Okay, well, I wonder what your expertise products in green. Products already in research and red. That's interesting. Well, oh, so that we're researching it, but yeah. All right, well, let's just go with another. Let's go with the notebook as well. Yeah, so I mean that's definitely gonna eat into our profits. But oh, we're yeah. How do we get that? Oh, the last month. We're at only $1 million in operating profit. So yeah, obviously adding another R&D there should increase our expenses a bit there, but I think that's okay. So I'm thinking of doing a kind of a fast move. All right, we're going to max speed.
Gold deposit discovered. The central bank decreases the interest rate.
So, okay, we're into April. Obviously, our R&D on our things is, yeah, we've still got a little way to go. It's going to be about, yeah, another 9 months. So how are things looking 3 months later? City-wise. So real estate is still very much, I mean, I guess housing in the Manaus is getting lower. So we could throw another apartment up. somewhere in the, yeah. And actually, how our warehouse is probably, you know, should be, I assume, pretty stocked. Yeah, so we've got a lot of silicon, 400,000 pounds of it. Is that 5 million pounds? I can't. Yeah, so we've got a lot of silicon built up. We could start making, well, the CPU. Yeah, I kind of want to wait till our tech gets to the max and then we'll actually manufacture it. Why is that so low? Is our CTO? Have to look at what our CTO is thinking about. Change training budget. Huh. All right. Well, if you don't want to, I don't know what makes her decide such a thing, but yeah. Okay. All right. I'm just going to speed it up again then. Give me my, yeah, they always want raises constantly. So I'm just speeding it up, speeding it up. Let's have another quick look, see if there's any, yeah, demand is all in the positive, or supply is outrating demand there for our real estate. I assume we're still doing fine on real estate though, dominance-wise, 53%. Yeah, I can't all. Really just want to check anyone who, just want to see where the second closest in real estate is. Annoyingly, you have to scroll through them unless I'm missing something. Yeah, it looks like the closest is like 12%, so I don't think we're in too much trouble losing dominance. And then our retail again, you know, got some really high, look at that. Wow, 8 million profit. This one's very bad, Manaus. All right, so this 8 million profit, yeah, it's these jeans and washing machines. Yeah, still maxed out on demand. Let's throw another jeans up, for sure. I thought our COO could, you know, I'm gonna just do 2 more jeans. Go crazy on the jeans, please. What else is doing well? 7 million profit here. More jeans. Yeah, it's this is a great. So Dublin is really hopping for retail. Yeah, it's really okay. And so Winnipeg. Okay. Not much demand there. Not much there. Yeah, they seem a bit saturated. All right. Well, yeah. Let's speed it up. Let's get our tech.
The first camera phone has been invented.
All right. So somebody got a camera phone.
The first handheld game console has been invented.
Ooh, look at that. That I don't like. So somebody else is in our market and they basically hit it like just a smidge before we did. Yeah, we're at 93%. Yeah, so we gotta get going.
Your R&D project is complete.
All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, I don't like that at all. Let's go with medium factory, and we're going to start building our CPUs. Okay. And that should be pulling from the warehouse, the silicon. Yeah. So it's getting our silicon from the warehouse. So once that gets going with the CPU, just want to make sure. And then let's get a warehouse for the CPUs. We'll just do a medium one. Oh shoot, actually we have this, so didn't need that other warehouse. Hopefully. Okay, so you are gonna take what's going on? Oh, warehouse only. So we want our supplier. Yes, you're gonna start storing some CPUs. And that is also going to be internal sale only. I'm not selling my CPUs to anyone. Okay, and then let's get our first. I'm going to go with a large factory for both of our big new toy products. So video game console. And the CPUs should be coming from our warehouse. Yeah, hopefully it prefers warehouse. And then that's our what's going on? Build. There we go. That's our video game console. Let's max out training. And then we'll also have a factory for our handheld game console. Hopefully we're going to be out teching them. And I didn't check any of the other stuff. Plastic, glass, hopefully that does exist. Yeah.
The central bank increases the interest rate.
All right, so we've got those two things. Let's go ahead and let's start warehousing that stuff. So handheld there, and don't know whether to go internal sale only or help. I think we will. We're going to be the only ones selling it. The only fear is that if someone else is selling our competitor, they might easily outpace us. So what did we make? The other warehouse has handheld, so we want our regular video game console. Okay. And you will also be on an internal sale only. So video game console, okay. All right, now let's get our toy store up. First toy store. Ideally, buy all of our stuff, just to kind of keep making that good. And then one from the warehouses, so handheld and video game console. All right, and I mean, we ultimately want to make profit, but yeah, see, look, already competing here. It's gonna hurt if he, man, yeah, can barely make a profit on it. Yeah, very disappointing that someone else got in. So yeah, I just want to see what his quality is. Oh no, he's selling ours. But I took that off of internal sale. He shouldn't be able to do that. Oh, so maybe nobody's actually made our thing yet. Although, where's our handheld? Where's our handheld? It's weird. I mean, we're definitely selling it. Okay, well, demand is staying up.
The central bank increases the interest rate.
Here we're competing. Yeah. Oh, it's the video game. We're competing with... I don't like that he is somehow... Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, how he is somehow able to... So I'm going to add just another unit for both of these, and of course advertising as well. Forgot about advertising. Handheld and video game. Let's go big on that. Let's go to 150. Alright, and then let's do that in every city. The issue is going to be, it looks like the profit is going to be harder to manage. With the shipping cost, but okay. Oh, what is going on? Who? Yeah, I feel like... Oh, I haven't set... I think I didn't set the warehouses to internal sale. No, I did. Everything's internal sale. These are the factories that aren't, and so they're buying direct from the factories. That is some bullshit, if that is the case. Yeah. Yeah, that is really, really screwed up. I wish you could default to internal sale only. All right, well, we can only do what we can work with. I mean, no demand, really. That's fascinating. I think it will demand sort of shows up after supply, believe it or not, sometimes in new markets. 35. Oh, not enough cash. Okay, so let's see if we can borrow more. Allowed another 52 million, we'll take it. We might issue some stock as well. Well, we'll see if we need the money. For now, we should start to see I want to see some really good profits here. It's the idea. Since no one else is really in this market. As I put training up everywhere to really eat the profits, but yeah, I'm very annoyed, disappointed. I mean, I hope that like right now it's saying clients, okay, there we go. See, now no one's allowed. Yeah, everyone should be out of my stuff now, but I don't know. Factory, like clients, yeah. I mean, I assume eventually they're not going to be allowed to buy from me. But yeah, you can see they have toy stores in Harbin, Manaus, yeah. Quite frustrating, but nonetheless. Okay, so how are we doing on... so our silicon looks okay, CPUs, not amazing, and this is not good. Yeah, cannot hold on to stock. So do we need to build 2 more possible factories? So our CPU factory. So our CPU factory is definitely, isn't holding on to anything, but our warehouse is like SIL, CPU, handheld. And this one is just consoles for now. So really, yeah, that's what I'm mainly... So yeah, I don't want to see these warehouses. So I think we need to increase... So let's do another. Let's do one for the CPUs. And we'll do another large one for... what else was low? Handhelds are low. And the video game consoles, so... And we'll just do large factories. That system is not great to get to it. So handheld. So this CPU manufacturer should be purchasing from our warehouse. And how are our silicon's fine. So yeah, I want to make sure the silicon's coming from our warehouse. And then actually we need our warehouse now. Oh, so that's where we're going to run into. We need the other input. That is annoying. Now we have 2 warehouses. So you can't, yeah, you need to actually devote a warehouse almost to a single product, because now we can't buy from our new factory. Didn't think of that. Did not think of that. What's the best option here? Well, this is barely... You know what? yeah, there's not much in here, so stop the purchasing. And we're going to be stupid. I want this to now be CPUs. Current city, not warehouse. I want CPUs. There we go. From like the second factory, I guess. The one with the supply. Okay, and then you will go in there because I think because storage is not full, so we can send them both in there. You, let's just get rid of you and you because yeah, there's no. Okay, so that should start to buy in more. Speed
The
that up a
central
little.
bank
Yeah.
increases
So
the
now it's
interest
getting more
rate.
CPUs. Okay, and then on our console, well, yeah. So this is that whole. So now that we have another factory, we're going to do input. So we should have our consumer products in one warehouse probably. So we need our video game console factory. We only have the one. We didn't build a handheld one yet. Okay, so let's leave that. We're going to have, so that will go in that way. We'll have another storage here, another input here, and this one will be a handheld. And the handheld from the new supply. And that will go up there. And then we'll have an output here. Okay. All right. And then, so we didn't get another video game console set up yet. Is that right? So we'll do one more factory for the video game console. All right, and then our warehouse is now going to link over to the video game console, the second one. I think it needs to start building first.
Your R&D project is complete.
Okay, so factory 6. Factory 6. Okay. All right, and then send that over. So hopefully that will get more, and then, but now I think we have the wrong warehouses set up in all of our toy firms, unfortunately. So let's check that out. So this toy firm purchasing from a factory. Yeah, we want you from warehouse. Okay, and then sorry, another pause, but we were trying to figure out our toys. I want to make sure they're purchasing from the right place. So we always want them coming from a warehouse. So this one, the video game console, is coming from warehouse, but we have a weird, is it that we have two? So this is from, I think there's only one warehouse it looks like that has this. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of logistics setting up here. So yeah, so we have one right now that's just industrial products and one warehouse that is just our consumer, and that's good because, yeah, and they're about staying. You can see the handheld struggling. Okay, so we just need to keep, let's just make sure all our toy firms are doing what we think. Okay, so supplier from warehouse, supplier from warehouse, Harbin done. Shenang, supplier from factory, so that needs to change. From warehouse, okay. And I want to do view supplier from warehouse, okay. And then, yeah, warehouse, Winnipeg, factory, so that needs to change. Warehouse, and video game warehouse, okay. Handheld in Dublin, warehouse, Dublin. Okay, so I think that's everyone. And it looks like we've, you know, like when I look at this, see how demand is maxed out everywhere and supply is low. So, you know, we should probably get away with just increasing prices across the board. I mean, the main rule is essentially, when demand outweighs supply, price gouge. Whoops. I mean, really, we should just kind of have the same. I think you can do it easier from here. So best industry is, it's kind of weird. Why? I mean, I'm selling more than those products, but it's not very clear. I don't know why the other 3 are showing up when we're selling a ton more, but whatever. So yeah, like I can, like you can basically do it and apply it to everyone. Let's just do that and see what happens. So how are we doing? So yeah, it looks like, you know, across the board, nobody's making our product. Some folks have taken to selling it, but hopefully they will run out of stock. Yeah, nobody's in our market at all. Yeah, okay. So we should see that continue to make us money. And we're continuing to research it. Our CPUs are getting better. And yeah, we're on a 6-month with this. So as long as nobody else is even close to catching up. Now, how did we do on, our notebook computer? So we're still in the middle of researching that. And then I assume nobody's in that. Computer. Doesn't look like it right now. Like there's no products. Oh, it's all companies. Yeah. Under computer right now, there is no notebook computer, only desktop. Actually, it looks like nobody's even selling the desktop. No, okay, folks are selling desktops, but there's no notebook. All companies, computer, yeah. Oh, all cities, yeah. Okay. So hopefully once we get our notebook research, we can get into that too. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a way to, I guess the other thing is it'd be nice to see an overview of your factories and like, what is this? 0 utilization. Also, ton of
The
places
central
without
bank
training,
increases the
which I'd
interest
love
rate.
to. All right, let's do this city, go to Harbin. I don't care what kind of firm, I just want to increase all the trainings. I'm putting those down now, but yeah. All right. Yeah, it'd be good to see. Yeah, we cannot keep up at all. I assume we're making. Wish we could change the look of the factories that are doing different. So this factory is only making CPUs. Did we not? We're purchasing silicon from the warehouse. Where are we making silicon? Oh, yeah, we're just buying it. Okay, but it doesn't look like we're running out anytime soon. Yeah, plenty of silicon out there. Okay. So the only issue is just,
The central bank
CPU.
increases the interest rate.
Now, why is that? Why is there so much stock and it's not going into storage? I don't like that.
Your R&D project is complete.
Oh, I see, it's maxed out. Okay. Right? Yeah, the blue dot is, yeah, okay. So yeah, we are maxed out on CPUs. We're okay. R&D is complete. I assume that's just a 6-month. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we need to do anything more there. So our notebook computer is 80% done. Yeah, we're making 54 million now. Where are we looking? So we need to get to 100. I think we add notebooks to it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be that we just need to make even more. But I think this is a good stopping point. So, we're going to see if we want to expand our hardware empire here. I do wonder if we need to, our real estate dominance is 53. Just make sure we keep building real estate. Okay, so we have actually been away a bit. I decided to keep playing and just kind of wrap it up. Let's not multi-episode all the scenarios. And we have got very close. The other two goals have been completed. We are almost there at $1 billion in annual revenue. So I'm trying to think like what's the big things that have happened. I mean, I've been gradually opening more and more retail stores and essentially putting the COO in charge of them all. I think a big change, though, that I've basically turned into more of a wholesaler instead of a retailer, meaning that I have opened up all of my warehouses to non-internal sales, with the idea being that I am fine with, my internal industrial parts, I still sell only to myself so that I can actually build the parts, nobody else can build it. But my actual consumer devices, you can see here, anywhere in this pie chart, these are other people selling. So I'm not like Green Company is actually selling more of my product than I am. And I'm kind of fine with it. I cranked up the wholesale price. So you can see that, essentially the cost to get it to me to the warehouse was $239. Now, there's still some profit along the way from raw production, but let's just say even all that considered, let's say we are spending $239 per product to make it. I'm wholesale selling it for almost double that, actually over double, right? And so then whatever they go ahead and then sell the console for, that's fine. They make profit on it, but they're buying it from me, so I'm making a bunch of profit, which should mean that my factories should be doing pretty good in terms of profitability. And we can see here one factory is making. Actually, this isn't mine. That's another thing we did is we actually merged with another company. I believe, yeah, this is a leather belt factory. But over here, Harbin, so that's actually making the CPU chips, and that's got a really big profit. So that's an example of, oh no, is that CCDs? I think that's CCDs. Yeah, so I actually got into that manufacturing because I went ahead and got silicon going. I'm just going to own that entire chain since I was making so many CPUs anyway. So I'm just selling CCDs to anyone who is making cameras and that sort of thing. And yeah, it looks like it's doing pretty well. I hadn't looked at all of this stuff. So how are my game console stuff doing? So actually, interestingly, the factories are not making too much, but it's the warehouses that I think. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want to be seeing. Is like, so you see how consumer warehouses. So once the finished product gets to the warehouse, we've got a good, healthy profit there, 26 million. Selling to our own retailers, so we'll still go on to make more profit, and as well as other retailers. So yeah, since we're not competing for retail market, like that seemed to make sense. I also got into the notebook category again, leverage the CPU that I have, I think, the best tech on. Did I stop? I kind of switched some of these centers over. Now I've been continuing to research. My tech is up to 201 right now, which I've got to assume is up there with the best, if not the only. Semi-products, trade sales, just go all. Yeah, CPU. Looks like, so there are other people producing. Yeah, I'm not, so theirs is 5441. What's my one in Harbin? So yeah, mine is a 98 quality. That does incorporate the, the price and brand and that sort of thing. So, I just thought there's a way to, I guess I'm missing, is it here? It's still just quality. I guess quality is it. Yeah, I guess quality is it, because that's the tech on top. So you can see that I am definitely making the best CPUs by a factor of 2x against this pristine. But yeah, anyway, so that's what's going on. So I'm just going to speed up time here. You know, we're basically just off that last 100 million in annual revenue. In terms of the, you know, keeping our real estate dominance, you know, we still have a 42%. So the weird thing about this scenario, I think, is that essentially, oh, hang on, that's CPUs, is that ultimately, you know, the real estate is kind of secondary. Like, we needed to keep dominance of the real estate sector. So it just means we had to sink some of our cash into real estate to make sure we had the most apartments and commercial buildings, or whatever footprint we needed there. But and it looks like we're going to make it. We'll see if this tends to fluctuate, of course. If we don't, I think we were in the middle. Yeah, tablet computers haven't been invented yet. So once that's up, you know, we should be able to sell that easily, the new invention. I think there's also, I'm sure there's many things we can optimize. I think actually another note, like, so our notebooks, look at that. We've got no storage whatsoever. So we have 2 factories, I believe, going just on notebooks. There's one, factory 7. I got out of the habit of renaming them. Maybe we do only have one going. It would be so nice to be able to bring up, I guess, firms, factories, and I want to just see notebooks. You can't do that. You have to, so you have to like just look at the pictures, I guess. So I've got 2 factories. Yeah, 2 factories making notebooks. It says they're only 61% utilized. That's interesting.
Your new product R&D project is complete.
I wonder why that is. You know, because it's got all the parts it needs. Wow, training's maxed out. I don't think we need to do that. They're very high. Yeah, it's just the time it takes to manufacture, I guess. Did we just finish tablets? No. So anyway, I'm just gonna build another factory while I'm just continuing to catch you up here. But yeah, so let's make another notebook factory set up, and we'll make sure we're buying the CPUs from the right place. Warehouse, current city. So yeah, Harbin, we've got plenty of supply. Do you have to do them both? And then plastic, should just find it. All suppliers, all cities. No warehouse. Yeah, so there's tons of. I assume it takes the cheapest ordinarily. 59. There's a 55 with plenty of supply, sure. Although that's kind of annoying, like it didn't include the freight. So the freight right here is 34. Meanwhile, oh, the freight cost is down there. Funny. So like 59 plus 24, 59 plus 08, 55 plus 34. So actually the 59 plus 08 is the best one as an example. So yeah, 67 for plastic. Anyway, this is all like minutia that is not really going to amount to anything in the long run. We're going to go ahead and set these up to make our notebooks. And then, oh, I want to buy your apartment. Oh yeah, I'd put one up for sale. That shouldn't, we don't really need the cash anymore. So I'd put it up for sale a long time ago. Yeah, you really can't depend on those being liquid for you. Okay, so there's our notebook. So then in our big old notebook warehouse, I'm going to add another purchasing unit, and that will buy from the new warehouse. So best current city. Where is it? Interesting. It might just need a while to get creating. Yeah, I need to see something in stock. There we go. There's one in stock. So now, if I go back to the warehouse, I should be able to link over to it. No? I'm missing warehouse. Oh, no, it's a factory. So, yeah. Okay, so this one with the most supply. You can see it's already, yeah, like all of these are very low supply factories. So I'll add another one. All right. And go on, send it on in.
Gold deposit discuss.
Congratulations.
Oh, and there you go.
have
So
achieved
yeah,
the goal.
just getting us to. I mean, I think we were going to make it anyway. I wasn't looking down here, but yeah. So get the reward, and I think they'll end it. There we go. So yeah, I mean, hopefully that makes sense if you are sort of trying to look to how to win the scenario. You know, the only things you missed there, like I just kind of just ramp up, make sure that there's enough. I went into the notebook, you know, industry after getting video game consoles and handhelds going. Sort of put the COO in charge of everything in retail, opening up that wholesale, like basically making most of the money on the wholesale side of things and then letting other people sell your product. Because as long as you have the best product out there, you should get a lot of retailers wanting to buy. And I wasn't really in a big competition with anyone. Actually, I guess at the end here, let's have a quick look. So in terms of actual like kind of net worth, like if we look at market cap, yeah, I mean, we were definitely not close to being the largest company. Our net worth, or our market cap, actually, it doesn't show that here. It's just cash annual profit, but I'm sure it's similar. So our, I guess if we go in the stock market, it might be easier. Is there a way to search by or sort by market cap? Price, but that's not really helpful. Stock value. Not really useful. Okay, so yeah, I mean, like our market cap is 10 billion, and just scrolling down here, actually, yeah, there's a 12 billion. So it looks like we are actually like in the top. Oh, there's an. Oh no, that's only 52 million. Yeah. Yeah, so we are the second biggest or close to it in the top 3 biggest corporations. So, yeah, we managed to sort of also stay well ahead or you know, in the top percentile competition there. And then, you know, we ended with 40% market share of real estate. But yeah, you can see in all the other categories, not really that high. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. I hope it was somewhat educational. And we will see you at the next one. Bye for now.